So, hello, dear students. The topic, the next chapter which we would be discussing today, and the chapter is fiber to fabric. So, from today, we are going to discuss the third chapter of your science, that is fiber to fabric. Okay, so fiber. How with the help of fiber and what are the processes there, and ultimately we make the fabrics out of that. Okay, so simply if you see the process, so at first you are getting the fiber. Okay, so from the fiber you making yarn, and with the help of that one yarn you are just converting it into the fabric. Ultimately you are making the fabric out of that, and with the help of the fabric you are making different kind of clothes. Okay, so this is the fiber. So the basic thing here is the fiber. Okay, so we are getting the fiber from the different sources, and then after we are making, with the help of the fiber we are converting into the yarn, and then it is being converted into the fabric, and from the with the help of the fabric we have different kinds of fabric, and then with the help of that we are making different kinds of clothes. So this is a process here, if you see. Okay, now if you see the sources of fiber, from where we are getting the fiber, we have the different sources of fiber here. Okay, so first heading which you are writing here, that is sources of fiber. So if you see, we have the different basically we have the two sources of fiber, if you see. So first one is you have which you call the natural sources. Okay, so first one is the natural source, and second one would be the artificial source. So these are the two sources of fiber from where we are getting the fiber. If you talk about the natural source, so natural source again can be bifurcated into the two parts. Okay, some of the fiber we are getting from the plants, which are coming under the plant source, and some of the fiber that we are getting it from the animals. So will be coming under the animal source. Okay, so the natural source can be bifurcated into two parts: plant source and the animal source. Okay, if we talk about the plant source, so from the plant source, the different kind of fibers that we are getting, let's say we are getting from the plants we are getting the cotton fiber. Okay, and from the plants again we are getting there from that jute. These two things basically we are getting, and one more thing, that is the flax, and this is not common here. This is common in like Egypt. Okay, in the Nile Valley in the Egypt. So there we are getting this the flax fiber from the plants. Okay, next thing, the animal source if we talk about, so from the animals we are getting wool. Like this wool we are getting from sheep. Are you getting? We are getting the wool from sheep, and we are getting silk also. Then this we are getting from the silkworm, and then we are getting this you must be knowing Angora wool. Angora wool, that basically we are getting from rabbit. Okay, then we are getting the wool from you can see the camel, and wool from yak. Wool from yak and camel. So these are the fibers which you are getting from the different natural sources. Okay, so if you talk about the artificial fiber, so basically artificial fiber, we have different kind of artificial fibers there. Like we are getting polyester. For example, I'm writing here polyester, and then we are getting nylon. Okay, so these are the different kinds of artificial fiber, also called as the synthetic fiber. Okay, so these are coming under the artificial sources here. Okay, so this is how we can classify the sources of fiber. Okay, now how do you differentiate between the natural fiber and the artificial fiber? How would you differentiate between these two? Means natural fiber, which one is natural fiber and which one is artificial fiber? So how would you differentiate these two. Okay, so let's see the differentiation between these two fibers, which we are going to talk now. Okay, so let's write here difference between natural fiber and synthetic fiber. Artificial fibers also known as the synthetic fiber there. Okay, so here I am writing difference between natural fiber and synthetic fiber. Synthetic means artificial one. Synthetic fiber. Okay, so how do you differentiate between these two? Difference between natural fiber and the synthetic fiber. Okay, now if you see, let's say you have two pieces of cloth. Let's say this one is this one is made up of from the natural source, and this one is made up of from the synthetic one. Okay, like made from polyester or nylon. Okay, so this one is another fabric, and this one is the fabric which is made up from the natural source, like might be made up from the cotton or any other. Okay, now if you burn these two, let's say I am burning this first and then I am burning this second. Okay, so while you are burning this, so this ultimately will break into the ashes. Okay, so this piece of cloth or this piece of fabric will be converting into the ashes. Okay, so while you are burning it, so after burning it will be converted into the ashes. But will it convert into ashes? This is the synthetic fiber. This is synthetic fiber. So while you are burning it, it is not going to be converted into the ashes. Rather, while you are just burning it from here, so it is just shrinking, and ultimately you will get a ball, small ball. Okay, like you are burning this polythene. Okay, so if you are burning the polythene, this is also made up from the synthetic fiber. Okay, so while you are burning this, so if you burn this, so it keeps shrinking, then ultimately this polythene turns into a small ball, but it does not turns into ashes like the previous one. Here the natural fiber, let's say suppose you have a piece of cloth, so if you are burning it, so ultimately it will turn into ashes. Okay, but if you are burning a synthetic one fiber, so it will not turn into ashes, rather it will turn into a small hard ball. Okay, so this is how you can differentiate between the natural fiber and synthetic fiber, but do not write at home. Okay, your parents might be scolding you then. Okay, do not make your parents angry by trying this at your home. Okay, so let me write it here, but only I am telling it right now. Okay, difference between the natural fiber and the synthetic fiber. So right there, if we burn the synthetic fiber and the natural fibers, if we burn a piece of synthetic fiber and a piece of natural fiber, so the synthetic one does not turn into ashes. The synthetic one does not turn into ashes, rather it turns into a small ball. Are you getting this? But while you are burning the piece of natural fiber, so it turns into ashes. But the piece of natural fiber, fabric, you can write here. Fiber is very small. From the fiber we are making the fabric. okay, but the piece of natural fabric turns into ashes. So this is how we can differentiate between what? Between natural fiber and the synthetic fiber. Are you getting this? Now let's see the different kinds of variety of fabrics which you can see. You can see different kind of fabrics. You can see cotton fabric, synthetic one, woolen also. You can see silk one also. Okay. So these are the different variety of fabrics which you can see. So write it now. Variety of fabrics. Or clothes also you can write. Variety of fabric, because from fabrics we are making clothes, so you can write clothes also. Variety of clothes. So what are the variety of clothes which you can see? First one, we can see cotton clothes, or the made up of the cotton fabric. Second, you can see synthetic one, artificial one. Okay, you can see there woolen clothes also, which you are wearing in the winter season. Then you can see silk clothes also, made up from the animal fiber, that is silkworm, made up from the silkworm. So these are the variety of fabrics which you can see, or variety of clothes you can see. Now the next thing which we are going to talk here is the uses of the fabric. Where we are using these clothes, or where you are using the fabrics. Uses of fabrics. There are many uses. You are using the fabric to make the bed sheets, we are using this to make the bed sheets. We are using to make the curtains. Okay, and we are using this to make the pillows. Okay, and we are using this clothes to light the lamp also. Suppose we have a diya like lamp like, so to light it we are using the cotton fabric there. Okay, to for the purpose of lighting. In lamps also it is used. So these are the different uses of the fabrics. Okay, so this is all for today. Then some other topics are there which we will be discussing in the next video. Till then, stay tuned and keep watching.